I'm Joe Reed, and this is Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. Leslie Fine has been my pilot this entire week, and she has been taking us to some pretty fabulous places. So, Leslie, how are you landing this plane?
Well, we're going to close out Thursday with a novel. It's called Dream State, and it's by Eric Puchner, and it's read by MacLeod Andrews.
Ah, an Audio Award winner this year for Dark Fall, an Audio Award winner last year for Dark Angel.
And this is an earphones audiobook itself, Dream State.
Well, there we go. So, tell me a little bit about it.
So I want to be very careful here. I don't want to give away too much because I don't want to steal that what moment that I had as I was listening. But I will start by saying that the audiobook begins with a wedding being planned, right? We can all kind of understand all the details being ironed out, all of the people kind of coming together for this wedding. But then it goes on to include, I mean, anything you can imagine. But this becomes a almost like a family saga. It starts with a small group of friends. They have families and the families grow up, and we just have all of these different things about, of course, the family intrigue, but also the importance of friendship, the importance of, being true to yourself. There are so many life details in this audiobook that I can't even begin to tell. I don't want to tell all of the details, but it really is, it takes place most of it in Montana. And, we have this beautiful depiction of all the nature and the wilderness around. Really, what's at the fore is this bond between people.
And does it move through time?
It does. I mean, it starts with this wedding and then it goes kind of back and forth. And, like we'll go backward to hear about the growing up years of the three central characters. We'll go forward again and then go back to hear about something that happened during college. We kind of jump ahead and back quite a bit, which can be challenging, in the audio format, but I have to say, Andrews is just a wonderful narrator. I have a weakness for a narrator who can really depict dialogue well, and I think Andrews is a master at that, especially in this audiobook. You never have to think twice, now wait, who's speaking? He captures humor. You get a bunch of friends together and the dialogue can be pretty hilarious, and he manages to capture that beautifully. So it is almost, I think of the book as almost cinematic because of the way he delivers the text.
I always find him to be a really subtle narrator in some ways.
Yes.
I think of him, and I don't know, this makes sense to me, but sort of like the Spencer Tracy of audiobook narration.
Oh, I like that. Why do you say that?
Well, because there is something always so direct about MacLeod
Yeah.
Andrews's narration. It's it absolutely fits, but there's a directness to it. He doesn't flourish. He doesn't put
Yes.
flourishes on things. In that way, I think of Spencer Tracy doing that.
Yes. That the whole time I was listening, I thought, this voice is just so, you think of that term like everyman. Like this voice is just a really, it's a comfortable voice to listen to, but it's never dull. It's not comfortable in that, oh, I want to take a nap. It's
Right.
comfortable in that the the story just flows over you as you're listening. And I love that in an audiobook.
Yeah, I do as well. So why don't we listen to a little bit? Do you need to set this up?
Well, this one is from it's from early on in the book, and the excerpt is capturing really the backdrop of a lot of the action.
All right. This is Dreamscape by Eric Puchner, and it's read by MacLeod Andrews.
A visitor to Charlie Margolis's house in Montana, which really belonged to his parents, who spent their summers there, might not have found it much to look at. The house was cramped and musty and low-ceilinged. There was beige carpet from the 70s, bric-a-brac on every windowsill, second-hand furniture that smelled incurably of smoke. Someone had taped a hand-drawn sketch of a mallard to the lintel above the stairs, reminding you to duck. Board games stacked into ziggurats cluttered the floor. An antique sign, "Sweet cherries, you pick 'em," hung on the wall of the narrow kitchen, where every appliance was brown. Brown was the stove. Brown was the refrigerator. Brown were the microwave and dishwasher. Brown was the toaster, but rarely its toast, which popped up at random, unforeseeable intervals, like a jack-in-the-box.
Well, first, that is a descriptive passage that is gorgeously written
It is.
and just delivered so perfectly. I mean, every time I hear MacLeod Andrews, I'm reminded how much I like listening to MacLeod
Yes.
Andrews.
I agree, and the whole audiobook is like that. You just see the scenes unfold before you, and you get these clear images of, what each character looks like as they're, going through these years from, young people to older people. He does a great job of characterizing them.
That is Dreamscape by Eric Puchner, read by MacLeod Andrews. Well, I will talk to you next month. I had a great time with you this week.
Thank you. Me too. It's always a blast. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'll talk to you next month. Thanks so much, Leslie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Don't forget, tomorrow we're introducing Parking Lot Classics, which is going to be a monthly bonus edition of Behind the Mic. We'll talk about one audiobook that we consider timeless, regardless of when it was published. These are the stories and performances that remain lively and immersive. That's tomorrow, Parking Lot Classics. Support for Behind the Mic comes from Dreamscape, an award-winning audiobook publisher with a catalog that includes authors Viet Tong Nguyen, Frida McFadden, and Katie Robert. Discover your next great listen at dreamscapepublishing.com. I'm Jo Reed. I'll talk to you tomorrow.